सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण परमात्मने नमः। ॐ। Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. युक्ताहारविहारस्य युक्तचेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्तस्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो भवति दुःखः। यदा विनियतं चित्तम् आत्मन्येवावतिष्ठते निःस्पृहः सर्वकामेभ्यः युक्त इत्युच्यते तदा। यथा दीपो निवातस्थः नेङ्गते सोपमा स्मृता योगिनो यतचित्तस्य युञ्जतो योगमात्मनः। यत्रो परमते चित्तं निरुद्धं योगसेवया यत्र चैवात्मनात्मानं पश्यन्नात्मनि तुष्यति सुखमात्यन्तिकं यत्तद् बुद्धिग्राह्यमतीन्द्रियं वेत्ति यत्र न चैवायं स्थितश्चलति तत्त्वतः। यल्लब्ध्वा चापरं लाभं मन्यते नाधिकं ततः। यस्मिन् स्थितो न दुःखेन गुरुणापि विचाल्यते तं विद्यात् दुःखसंयोगात् तं विद्यात् दुःखसंयोग वियोगं योगसंज्ञितं स निश्चयेन योक्तव्यः योगो निर्विण्णचेतसा। संकल्पप्रभवान् कामान् त्यक्त्वा सर्वान् शेषतः मनसैवेन्द्रियग्रामं विनियम्य समन्ततः। So in the last class we saw what is samyama, what is dharana, dhyana, samadhi together, and then yada viniyatam chittam atmanyeva avatisthate nispruhas sarvakamebhyah yukta ityuchyate yada tada. So who is yuktaha, who is joined? Sarvakamebhyah nispruhah chittam atmanyeva avatisthate viniyatam. Okay, so that person who is completely established, nisprihaha sarvakamebhyah, having given up all the desires, and viniyatam chittam, who has got a calm mind, and atmani eva avatisthate, is completely established in the atma. That person is called a yuktaha or a yogi. Okay, that is how it is defined. Now, Krishna clearly knows that this is the final state. It is not going to happen so easily. From Dhyana to Samadhi. And Samadhi, when I say Samadhi as per Vedantic Vichara, not Samadhi as per Yoga. We are not referring to Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, which is a thoughtless state. We are referring to a single thought which is there in the mind, which is only Atmani, Atmanyeva Tishtate, Avatishtate. So that one thought, which is where completely you are established in that Atma thought, and that is called the Samadhi Avastha, or that can also be, as per Vedanta, Nirvikalpaka Samadhi. When it happens effortlessly, no effort is put, it happens for a consistent long period of time, you are able to be established in that particular thought. That is called a Samadhi or Nirvikalpaka Samadhi Avastha. Okay. Now that state, even if you achieve, maintaining it is tough. Okay, and that is where he gives an example now. Yatha deepo nivatasthaha. Yatha deepo nivatasthaha nengate sopama smrita. Yoginaha yatachittasya yunjato yogamātmanaha. Okay, let us again see this meaning. We just very briefly touched upon this, but we need to understand what exactly it is. So, we'll go by the words again. Yatha deepaha nivatasthaha nengate sopama smrita yoginaha yatachittasya yunjataha yogam atmanaha. Okay, what is the Anvaya? Yatha nivatasthaha deepaha na ingate sa upama. Yatha nivatasthaha deepaha na ingate sa upama atmanaha yogam yunjataha yatachittasya yoginaha smrita. Okay, so he says, understand this correctly. How you need to understand it? This, as an example is given here, upama. Upama is an example. Okay, upamana pramana is given. Deepaha nivatastaha naingate. Deepaha is a lamp. Now when we say a lamp, it is not current today's lamp which is electric or anything. It is a proper lamp where there is a wick, there is a oil and or a candle, and there is a flame. Now this flame, what you call as a naked flame, if it is unprotected by the environment, what happens? If it is unprotected by the environment, nivatasthaha. Nivataha. What is vataha? Vataha means air. Nivataha means without air. Ingate means flicker. So, in the absence of air, how the flame does not flicker. Yatha deepaha nivatasthaha. Without air, it is established properly. Na ingate, does not flicker. Okay. Sa upama, that is the example. Atmanaha yogam yunjataha. In the Atma, one needs to be established. When you say Atmanaha, in the mind, yogam yunjataha should be joined. Yatachittasya yoginaha, one yogi who is yatachittaha. What do you mean by yatachittaha? Who is yatachittaha? One who has got a restrained mind. Okay, which does not deviate. So, Now, why is such an example given? Krishna specially gives such an example and he says it should be like this. Understand that when there is a flame, even the slightest wind, breeze, air will make it flicker. That means this particular flame which is already in the environment, which is making it to move, one has to insulate yourself from the environment. Like whenever you see a flame flickering, normally what is done is you put a glass case. By doing that, what are you doing? You are insulating the flame from the wind or the environment which is there around it. Even if it is exposed, that environment will not impact it. You are not completely covering it or removing it out. Please understand. You are putting a casing in such a way that it is still exposed to the environment but is insulated from the environment. And that is exactly what here he wants to say. Atmani yata chittastaha yogaha yunjate. That person who is established in the mind on that thought of Atma. So if that single thought of Atma is established, which is called Nishtha or Stha, to be established. Okay, Nivatastha, that is in the absence of a established. Same way, in the absence, as though the environment is absent, how this single thought of Atma can be established in the mind, that can happen only with a restrained mind. Please understand. Now to insulate this mind, it is very important that something is required. It will not get insulated by itself. Okay? And this will come later on. Abhyasena tu kaunteya, it will come later on. So, even in Yoga Sutras, Abhyasa Vairagyabhyam Tan Nirodha is given. So two things are very clearly required. One is Vairagya. So the insulation has to be done of Vairagya. And that is where in the previous shloka he says, Nisprihaha sarvakamebhyaha yuktaha. So one who has got completely no attachment or full detachment in 100% on all the other materialistic or anatma world, that person has got a good insulation. And that is a prerequisite, it's a quality, it's an eligibility. Otherwise the samadhi will get disturbed. Once you have that quality, then with abhyasa, you can extend the time where you will be established. So two things are required. One is Vairagya for getting the mind established. Then with Vairagya, if you have Abhyasa, it will retain for a period of time. Okay, so two things. So Yata Dipo Nivatastaha, when he says insulating from the external and establishing, both are required. So you have to first insulate with Vairagya, and then with Abhyasa, it has to be maintained and prolonged for a period of time. And this is not easy, because only then your single thought of Aham Brahma Asmi will be there throughout in your mind, and that is the single thought you have to be with. And then it is a Nirvikalpaka Samadhi. Any doubts, Nipaji? On you, please. Okay, right. So, yata deepo nivatastaha nengate sopama smrita. So, it says smrita. Understand this very clearly. Just by achieving, see, we get into nirvikalpaka samadhi very fast. It is not a very difficult thing. Getting into nirvikalpaka samadhi is a very easy and a natural process. So many times it has occurred to all of us without even being aware, where you have forgotten and lost yourself and you have been so engrossed in something, you are in nirvikalpaka samadhi. Matrix. For example, whenever you are driving a vehicle, that driving is in a nirvikalpaka samadhi. You are so established in it, irrespective of whatever you are talking to someone, listening to something, that driving will continue. It is in that auto mode. Please understand, you are established there. When you are walking, that walking you are in nirvikalpaka samadhi. Your mind may be somewhere else, but it is just happening. It will not just happen. You will not go on a wrong road. Even if you are not aware of things, you will not walk where the road goes. You will know where to take a turn. All that happens. How it is? Because that is fully established. You are going through that path. Abhyasa vairagya, abhyanta nirodha. You have done it. You have walked through that path many a times. You have walked at the same time. You know very clearly what are the things which are expected at that time, and you have already made yourself mentally prepared that I don't have to bother about it. And that is what is nirvikalpaka samadhi. So that requires practice, that requires perseverance, and that requires an effort, and with that you will be able to achieve. So it is not going to happen just like that. Baitha ke aa gaya. You will have to fall how much ever you know theory of samadhi. The practical part is it has to come only with abhyasa. But a prerequisite is in this abhyasa, even if you get very good into abhyasa of nirvikalpaka samadhi, which we are all there, but we don't have vairagya. The problem is our samadhi continues in sarvakamebhyaha and not nisprihas sarvakamebhyaha. My mind is always into some planning, either thinking about past or the future, and I am eternally in that nirvikalpaka samadhi without a break, no problem at all. Effortlessly I can go into it. So it is not that we don't know, we only do not know the right direction. Okay, so he is now saying just change your direction. You know what it is, just understand it properly and go into it. Okay. Now, with this, he wants to give the next 4 shlokas, starting from 20, 21, 22, 23, correct, 4 shlokas. So the next 4 shlokas, he is very clearly going to talk about what is samadhi, the different connotations of what we can call it as samadhi. Or when you say samadhistha, it also includes the phalam of samadhi. If you achieve the fruit of samadhi, that is also called samadhi. Either you should know where to reach, or you should know having reached, I have reached there. So whichever way, it is reaching there. So in this 4 shlokas, there are 7 different definitions of samadhi given. 7 different definitions of samadhi given, where this definitions of samadhi embeds the benefit of samadhi also. It is encrypted in it. Which means that if I am enjoying this benefit, you please consider that you are in that samadhi avastha. Okay. If my stomach is full, understand that I have eaten food. It is not just by eating food you know that you have eaten food, but maybe you would have intermittently eaten so much that you are currently not eating, but if your stomach is full, you have eaten food. Okay, like that. So both the ways he is going to give now 7 definitions, and we will have to look at all the 4 shlokas together, because grammatically the 4 shlokas are together. But for concept, we can individually take every shloka differently by adding the common subject matter to it. You will understand when I am explaining it, you will understand what it is. These 4 shlokas are together if you see it grammatically. Because then it is like comma, 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 it is going on. Or if you take the subject matter and add it to every shloka, this is samadhi. This is samadhi. You can break it up into 7 different statements or 4 different shlokas. Which means the first shloka has got 2 definitions, the second has got 2, the third has got 2, and the fourth has got 1. Like that 7 definitions are given. So now we will see all this together. Yatro paramate chittam niruddha yoga sevaya yatra chaivatmanatmanam pashyannatmani tushyati sukhamatyantikam yattad buddhigrahyamatīndriyam vetti yatra na chaivayam stitaschalati tattvataha yallabhva chaparam labham manyate nadhikam tataha yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate tam vidyat dukkha sanyoga viyoga yoga sanyitam na sanishchayena yoktavyaha sanishchayena yoktavyaha yogo nirvinna chetasa yogo nirvinna chetasa. Yatra uparamate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya yatra cha eva atmana atmanam pashyan atmani tushyati sukham atyantikam yat tat buddhi grahyam atindriyam vetti yatra na cha eva ayam sthitaha chalati tattvataha yam labdva cha aparam labham manyate na adhikam tataha yasmin sthitaha na dukkhena guruna api vichalyate tam Vidyat dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga samnitam saha nishchayena yoktavyaha yogaha anirvinna chetasa. Okay, now in the first line, 2 times this word yatra comes. In the second shloka, yat comes in the first line, yatra comes in the second line. In the third shloka, yam comes. Okay, yam. And okay, in the fourth shloka, tam vidya, tam. Now all these words equal to samadhi avastha. Yatra means what is it or when it is. Suppose you say, suppose if I just make a mention to you, how do you say that? Suppose you make a statement when you meet a friend or someone. You know, when I am so pleased, what does it mean? It means I am pleased when I see you. It's another way of telling it. Okay, yatra. When is that called samadhi? That is called samadhi when it becomes the answer. Okay, clear? So, all this statement, what is? The answer is that is. When it is? The answer is then it is, or at that time it is. Like that, each and every word is used here to indicate the samadhi. Okay, and that is where all these are getting connected. So, what is that state? When is that state? What is the benefit? All that is coming together. Now, if you have to see the whole thing in one line, grammatically how it becomes is yoga sevaya niruddham chittam yatra uparamate cha eva yatra atmana atmanam pashyan atmani tushyati yatra yattad buddhigrahyam atindriyam atyantikam sukham veti. Now in again bracket you will have to put yatra cha sthitaha ayam tattvataha na eva chalati. Now yam, again yam is that when achieved. Yam cha labdva tataha adhikam aparam labham namanyate yasmin sthitaha. In what sthitaha guruna api dukkhena na vichalyate tam dukkha sanyogam viyogam yoga samnitam vidyat sa yogaha anirvinna chetasa nishchayena yoktavyaha. One complete grammatically correct sentence with all this word. So now imagine how the way we are reading this Bhagavad Gita, would it be that way which Krishna would have actually told shloka by shloka? It is like every shloka, it is a comma going ahead, and like that, and Arjuna is supposed to understand 4 shlokas together. Obviously, because the way in English we also say comma, this, and you understand a big sentence, you break it up later on. Because we don't know the language, for us it is too difficult. Otherwise, it is a simple language for them. Like in English, what we say, it is already put in Sanskrit. So, in these four shlokas, it is a very good gist of what is that samadhi, what is that aikamatya, getting into oneness with it, and what is the benefit out of it, and what is my state of mind. Okay. What does all this tell? Please understand, these shlokas indicate one very important thing. If we go by the definition given by Patanjali of getting Atma Sakshatkara, it is in the absence of thought, the Purusha will dawn on you. Okay, the Purusha will dawn on you. That is that Nirvikalpada Samadhi. If we take that as the meaning, there will be too many problems in understanding these shlokas. Okay, we will see that. Okay, because given the background of Vedanta, which very clearly says it is Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana and not Shunyata of Vichara. Shravana of the right knowledge, Manana understanding and getting conviction of the right knowledge, and Nididhyasana completely being established in that right knowledge at all times. Which means knowledge is a thought. And that single thought that Aham Brahma Asmi, I am Atma Brahma, and being established that I am not the Anatma, I am the Atma, which is the teaching of the Upanishads, which is the teaching of the Bhagavad Gita. This is what is being taught till now. The thoughtless state may not justify some of these shlokas, is what a clear understanding is there, and this has got debated. It is not my view or someone's view, it is people who are experts in various darshanas have understood it, because there is a very clear word coming here, Veti. Okay, Buddhi Grahyam. Buddhi Grahyam. What is Grahyam?
Take it for granted.
What is no.
Grahana.
Grahana. What is Grahana?
Dharan karna.
Pakad lena. Correct? Buddhi Grahyam means what? Whatever is understood by the intellect. What is that which is understood by the intellect called? And the answer is, it is called knowledge. So Buddhi Grahyam is a knowledge, and knowledge is a thought. Okay. Veti is a form coming from vid. The root word is vid. Tvam veti, you understand. Having understood this knowledge is what it refers to. So how can it be thoughtless? Are you able to get this? So there is a very clear indication that thoughtless state of Nirvikalpaka Samadhi is not at all mentioned in these shlokas. Same way, can I consider it to be Upasana? No. It is talking of a Samadhi where, this word Samadhi. What is the? What is dhi? Buddhi. What is sama? Right. Correct. See, sama can take different meanings at different places. Samanasa is balanced mind. Please be on mute, please. Yeah. Okay. So it is either a balanced mind, but when it comes to intellect, you can't say balanced intellect. Intellect with the right knowledge is samadhi. Yes or no? Dhi is buddhi. Sama is correct. Correct buddhi means what? Buddhi that has got the tattva jnana is samadhi and is there in it. It is that buddhi is established in that, that knowledge is available at all the time in that buddhi is called samadhi. For example, if I say, I am a human being, it is samadhi for me. Even in sleep, if someone wakes me up, I am not going to say I am a donkey. Correct? Right? That is samadhi. So it is ingrained that much. That is samadhi, which that knowledge. Now, whether I am a human being is a right knowledge or wrong knowledge is a separate thing. But to understand samadhi, I am the Atma is the right knowledge, and if it is completely washed out all the other knowledge and buddhi is sitting with only that knowledge, then it is samadhi. Keeping that knowledge, like as much as we know that we can have the knowledge of driving, continue driving and do all the transaction, same way buddhi being in that samadhi can continue to do all the transaction without a problem, because the primary one is what? Driving. The primary cannot be talking. Then accident would have already happened. Because the primary is driving, when any emergency comes, you stop the talking and you focus on the driving. So when I do a multitasking, I know the primary where I am established, and that is where the mind is always there. And that is that samadhi. Are we able to get this? So it is not a thoughtless state, very clear. That is clear. And here we are not there to say whether Vedanta is correct or Yoga is correct. We are trying to explain these shlokas. We are learning from a Vedantic perspective. So we go by that, and we are not into a debate at all. And all these shlokas perfectly fit when you are having that Aham Brahmasmi is the Samadhista Avastha, that only one thought is there in my mind. Aham Brahma Eva Asmi, and nothing else. Okay, that single thought where I am that everything is what is the thought, right? When that single thought you are established in it, you may be doing anything, you may not be doing anything, that's a separate thing, but mind is fully established. Buddhi has got only this clear tattva jnana, you are in samadhista avastha. Is it clear? Now with this background we will see the meaning. First, the first one is, he gives Yoga sevaya niruddham chittam yatra uparamate. What does this give you? Very clearly. Yoga sevaya niruddham chittam yatra uparamate. What is sevaya? Nothing to do with sev puri. सेवया खीर नहीं है ये. योग सेवया मतलब योगा का क्लास में जाएगा तो सेवया मिलेगा नहीं. योग सेवया मीन्स व्हेन यू आर completely connected, 100% connected. Yoga yuj, yoga sevaya, you are completely connected. Okay, what happens? Niruddham chittam. What is niruddha? Yogaschitta vritti nirodha. Are you able to see that clearly coming out now here? Yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. That is the second sutra of Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Atha yoganuशासनम yogas chitta vritti nirodha. And that chitta is, what is chitta?
Mind.
No memory here.
Mind.
Here it won't come memory. It is mind. Mind. Mind is what? Manasam tu kim margane krite. Bundle of thoughts is what you call as mind. Shape of gold is what you call as ornament. Same way, certain bundle of thoughts which has a particular quality is what you call as mind. Right? So, Chittam is mind, intellect, all put together here. It is not memory which is given in Tattvabodha. In this context, it is Chittam is all, including that Ahankara getting dissolved. It's a part of Chittam only now. Okay? That Niruddham, that means anything which is a reflected, you are stopping it. What is reflecting it? My ahankara or the mind. So anything which is reflected, you are stopping it. So Niruddham Chittam is a thoughtless mind. Now when you say thoughtless mind, we will very, very clearly jump to yoga. Yogas chitta vritti nirodha, thoughtless mind, that is what they are saying here. We say no. We say no. When you are in a thoughtless mind, is that a state which has come, or you are always there in that state?
Yes, come.
If it has come, will it go?
Yes, yes.
So if it has come, please be on mute. If it has come, it will go. If it is coming and going, it is ashashvata. So when you say Niruddham of what? Niruddham needs a qualification here. Yatra uparamate, he has given the word. What is uparamate? What is uparamate? Ramate is to enjoy. Uparamate, completely being there and being enjoying. Correct? Now being there and being completely tranquil. Uparamate, silenced mind. A completely silenced mind is uparamate. Uparamate chittam, silenced mind. Okay. Niruddham, without any thoughts coming to it. Silenced mind means what? See, we are going gradually now. Huh? First you give the gross meaning. In the gross meaning, everyone will look as though there is a conflict now. It is moving towards yoga, but you are somehow trying to justify it. No. First is Yoga Sevaya Uparamate Chittam. By joining. Joining means what? By joining. Joining means what? See, connecting. If you are connecting, you need to have one more thing to connect. Correct? So it cannot be zero. Then connecting to what? Atma. Niruddham of what? Anatma. Yoga sevaya atmana, niruddham anatmana. Are you able to get this? By connecting to one and stopping the others. This gives a logic. What happens then? Uparamate chittam. Mind is completely calm and poised. It is not thoughtless. You are connected only to that thought called Aham Atma. Aham Atma, not Atma. If you personify Atma as an object, you are gone. I, that Atma, Aham Atma, and if you are in that and nothing else, Aham, 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 Niruddham Anatmana. All the Anatma is completely stopped. Chittam Uparamate. Mind is tranquil. Clear? So that state, when the mind is tranquil, by completely establishing the mind at a single thought of that I am the Atma and keeping away all the other thoughts of Anatma, the mind is very, very poised, equipoised. That state is called Samadhi, Nirvikalpaka Samadhista Avastha. Is it clear now? By looking at it, it is like Purnamada Purnamidama. If you use the same meaning and both the halves, you will go wrong. So you will have to change the context. Then it makes sense. So that is why he says Yoga Sevaya. If Yoga Sevaya comes, then Niruddham. If Niruddham is there, why should Yoga come? If you are stopping, see, Niruddham and Yoga are opposites or not? One is stopping, other is connecting. How can two opposites come in the same line? That means it cannot be applied to the same subject. It has to be to two different subjects. Context has to get little changed here. Then it makes sense. Clear? Otherwise it will be your earlier it has come Atmanyeva Atmana Tushtaha or Bandhu Atmaiva Atmano Bandhu Atmaiva Ripur Atmanaha. If you don't change the context, I am only my enemy, I am only my friend, then it doesn't make sense. Huh? When the context changes, it makes a lot of sense. Same way, here we have to change the context, then it makes sense. Okay, so the first definition is a little tricky. He says very clearly, establishing your mind in the Atma Chintana, only that one particular. And from where did this Atma Chinta come? From where did this Atma Chintana come? From where did it come? Okay, tell me why, when are you doing this Samadhi? No, when are you doing it?
When in meditation?
Which meditation? There is a very specific case of meditation here.
Sir, Sabuna Ishwar meditation.
Will it be this?
No, this will be linked.
So what is it called? It is Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana, when will it come? After Shravana Manana. What is Shravana? Getting the right knowledge. Removal of the wrong knowledge. Mananam ensures that I am convinced this is the right knowledge. Now, how did you get the right knowledge? Guru and Shastra. Correct? So, the Guru operated the Shastra to tell you the right knowledge. Then you did certain clarifications to get convinced that this is the right knowledge. Now, that right knowledge I have as theoretically, I want to now internalize it, for which I have to do this yoga sadhana. Now when I am doing this yoga sadhana to connect with the right knowledge, the yoga will be with what? Joining will have to be with what? The right knowledge. So it cannot be without knowledge. Does it make sense? So what I have learned in Shravanam and Mananam should be my topic Eka Chintana. Only that one Chintana I should have, Aham Brahma Asmi Nididhyasana. And when I am connected Yoga Sevaya, Niruddham of all the other thoughts, then Manas Samadhiyatam, Chitta Uparamataha. Is it clear? Does it clearly define now? Because it has to connect with what we are learning. It cannot be suddenly out of the blue. See, for any conscious activity, when you start, even a samadhi is a conscious activity. It may happen at a point where it is beyond your control. But the process, you are very much aware of it. If you are not aware of it, then it is deep sleep. Deep sleep is not samadhi. Correct? You are aware of it. If I am aware of it, then I should know I am going through it. How will you know I am going through it unless you know what is it? That is where that Shravanam Mananam comes into picture. Right? So in a samadhi, if I am going to practice it, I should know what to practice. If it is blank, how will I know what to practice? Secondly, when I am coming out of the samadhi, that blankness is also gone. So it is not Shashvata with me. So if it is not Shashvata with me, then what is the use of that? I put an effort, and after that I know when I come out, there are going to be 100 scorpions biting me. Why did I all the more put an effort? I would have been better off. Anyway, the scorpions are going to bite me. Why should I put this effort? समझ में आ रहा है? So people will very clearly do something when there is atyantika benefit. That benefit is a consistent and prolonged and a long-lasting one, rather than just a short-lived one. Are you able to get this? And hence, when you are thinking about that knowledge, what you know clearly in the mind, and no other thought is there, you are training your mind to be established in it, like cycling or driving or walking. Where it is established in it, then rest everything will run on it. That is what we call Tambura Shruti. We are practicing how to put the Tambura Shruti at the base. And rest all गाना ऊपर चलते रहने दो, कोई भी राग आएगा तो प्रॉब्लम नहीं, श्रुति will continue. Does it make sense? Right. Then, why so much we said? The second statement now clarifies it. Cha eva yatra, cha and eva. So first is quietude the mind. Equipoised mind is samadhista avastha. Now he says yatra, cha eva atmana atmanam pashyan atmani tushyati. How many atmas? 3 atmas have come here. Atmanam pashyan, tvam pashyan, tvam atmanam pashyan. It is a figurative verb given. You may see your atma. Krishna is telling, na? Tvam pashyan. It is going in imperative mood. Okay. Tvam atmanam pashyan. You see the atma. Atmana. Where? In atma. Atmani tushyati. And be happy within yourself. So see yourself in you and be happy within yourself. What does this mean? See how the words are coming here. Huh? You see your Atma in yourself and be happy. What is seeing Atma? Now, when someone says see Atma, is Atma an object that you can see? Then what?
So one Atma is mind, another one is
Yeah, clean bold. Then Shravanam, you go back.
You are Atma.
The moment you say one Atma is me, another Atma is Paramatma or any Atma, you go back to Shravanam. Not in Nididhyasanam now. Because that knowledge itself is wrong now. Aham Brahmasmi, knowledge has come. I am that Brahman. So what is seeing that Atma? Brahma Vritti eva Brahma. The thought of Brahman is Brahman. The thought of Atma is Atma. Where do you see? Within yourself. Where within? In my mind. So the second Atmana is in my mind. I see I am the Atma in myself. So it is what you call it as auto-suggestion. You are in an auto-suggestion mode. Soham, when you do this japa, what does it mean? I am that, soham. Such japas are there. Correct? You ask soham. Who am I? I am that. Na punyam, na papam, na saukhyam, na dukkham. Correct? So, na bhojanam, naiva bhoktam, na bhokta. I am not any of this. I am that subject. Chidananda rupaha. I am that Ananda rupaha. See that Atma. Where? Atmani. What is Atmani now? I need a screen to see it. Other than my mind, where is that screen? In Dhyanam, where are you working? Are you working on intellect or are you working on mind? Mind. So you have to use the screen of that mind. That means all the imperfection of that mind would have already got removed out. Even earlier also that is told, quieten mind. So it is like seeing in still water your reflection and being happy about it. मैंने अपने आप को अपने आप में देख के अपने आप में खुश हो गया. Definition is that way. Anything else you say, you are objectifying it. And hence this Pashyan is a figurative word. As though seeing it. Pashyan means what is the way how you can look at something in your mind only by the thought of it. Single thought. Eka chintana. Aham Atma. I am that Atma. And then be what? Tushyati. Tush. Be satisfied. Why? There is nothing else I need to now achieve. Nothing else is there. I am Purnaha. I am that Purna. That Purnatvam has dawned in me very clearly. The more बोलते हैं ना जितना आप खुश होते हो खुशी का आंसू आता है मालूम भी नहीं आई कांट इवन एक्सप्रेस इट समवेयर द बॉडी इज एक्सप्रेसिंग समथिंग बट आई एम फीलिंग दैट मच ऑफ वो बोलते हैं ना भर भर के आ रहा है मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ सो यू आर कंटेंटेड विथ कंप्लीटली कंटेंट आई एम फुल आई एम फिल्ड अप पूर्ण डज इट मेक सेंस नो दैट यूरेका दैट फीलिंग oh which will never diminish. That is the beauty of this. This particular one will never should get diminished. It will have to be maintained because it will be maintained. See, it is like, I'll put it this way. Imagine if you were Arjuna and you saw Vishwarupa Darshana. And in the 12th chapter I asked, Arjuna, how was Vishwarupa Darshana? I can't express it. That will always now be with you. You may do anything, but that experience and that full feeling will always be with you. Like that, when this Nididhyasanam happens, you are very clearly filled with that. And this is what even yoga actually does, sakshatkara. The Purusha dawns on you means what? You are filled with that. That is why later on it becomes sukham, atyantikam, that word comes here. We will see that later. Okay. So it clarifies some of these things. Right? Okay. So the second definition, the first definition was very clearly Niruddham Chittam Yoga Sevaya, Niruddham Yoga Sevaya Niruddham Chittam Yatra Uparamate. The second definition is Eva Yatra Atmana Atmanam Pashyan Atmani Tushyati. Is this clear? Two definitions are clear? Now we will go to the third one. See, the third one is very, very specific now. Yatra Yattat Buddhigrahyam. Yatra, that state or that samadhi avastha, Yattat Buddhigrahyam. The buddhi is absorbed in that single thought. The buddhi has this single thought. The buddhi is only manifesting the available single thought. बुद्धि उसी एक थॉट पे एफर्टलेसली बैठा है, जैसा हट्टी बच्चा जैसे उधर से हिल नहीं रहा है. मैं हूं, बोलते हैं ना समटाइम्स, मैं ऐसा ही हूं, आई एम लाइक दिस ओनली, सो कोई भी कुछ भी बोल, मैं ऐसा ही हूं. बुद्धि ग्राह्य, इट इज कंप्लीटली नोइंग दैट I am this. Why? Every box which had doubt from the Shastra is getting tick mark now. Buddhi says, yes, I am that. Yes, Aham Atma, I am that. Buddhi Grahya. Because whatever I am learned is all convinced, and I am sure that it is me and no one else. Does it need any indriyam to tell you this? When the buddhi is telling you, does it need any indriyam for it? Does it need any manas for it? Right? So the indriyas are gone. Indriya agocharaha, mana eva agocharaha. Because now Supreme Court buddhi has already told, केजरीवाल का बेल को कैंसिल कर दिया है, अनात्मा को अंदर आने को जगह ही नहीं दिया है, तो जेल में सिर्फ आत्मा है. वेरी सिंपल. Everyone else have got cut off, cut. So buddhi is very, very clear now, no doubt about it. Atindriyam, none of my this pramanas need to come. It is sarva pramana agochara, including shastras. No, shastra is also required here now. Shastra was required for me to get myself a clarity. When I have got the clarity and now I am convinced and that conviction has become me now, I have internalized it, then buddhi is established in it. Even in my sleep, this will not change. When I am awake 100%, it will not change. Even in my dream, it will not change. That much this buddhi is now got established. Doubt in nahi hai. That means all the other anatma knowledge from the buddhi has become subservient. It is not gone. It has become secondary now. Like, I'll put it this way. Maybe some of these examples give a better idea. Like in maybe the third or fourth month pregnant mother, that is the time realizes, oh, I am the mother now. then whatever that mother does will keep that child in the mind and then only do. So you don't need for the child to be delivered for you to be called as a mother. That matrutva will come at that time when you know now. Like that, the buddhi is now established on it. Rest everything becomes secondary. Till that time what? ठीक है, बच्चा भी है. But after suddenly one day a change comes. No. Everything starts changing from that moment. Correct? So it is not after a particular act something happens. The moment the mind has 100% accepted it, the change has occurred. That moment is what the samadhi will just do it. Correct? So buddhigrahyam atindriyam, there is no indriyas required at all for it. Then what happens? He says, atyantikam sukham. So buddhigrahyam atindriyam, I think that is only the third definition we are going to. Let me just confirm it. So the first definition, yes, this is the fourth definition. Atma darshanam is the first. Second one is the second is Atma Darshanam. First one is Chitta Uparamataha, Nirvikalpaka Samadhi. The third one is Atyantikam Sukham. So it will go continue. So when you see this, what happens to this buddhi? Okay. Let me just read that sentence for you, then you will get it. Yatra Sukhamatyantikam yattad buddhigrahyamatīndriyam. Sukhamatyantikam is a part of that sentence only. Okay. Now, this word Atyantikam, what does it mean? The meaning. How is this word Atyantikam coming?
Inside, internal.
That word formation, if you see that word, Antikam, end. Atyantikam, more than the end. That means endless. Correct? Antikam is end. For example, if you say Indriya, which is governed or which is got boundary through the Indriyas. Atindriya, beyond the Indriyas. Correct? So, Atyantikam, okay, Ati Antakam, Antikam. Antikam is end. Ati Antikam is limitless, beyond that, beyond the boundary. Okay. When you say limitless, limit is boundary, limitless is beyond the boundary, infinite. Atyantika. What is Sukham? What is Sukham? Happiness is a very small word here. Atyantikam Sukham is bliss or Anandaha, Parama Anandaha. Atyantikam Sukham. Atyantikam also means which is springing up internally without a source from outside. अपने आप अंदर से स्फुरति, अंदर से स्फोरणम हो रहा है. बोलते हैं ना, अंदर से जो एक आनंद आती है. सुखम आत्यंतिकम. It is that internal intrinsic contentment, purnatvam. How did I get this? Buddhigrahyam atindriyam. Now this buddhigrahyam, the knowledge what this buddhi has from Shravana and Manana, which is beyond the happiness which can come from Indriya Sukham. I know Indriya Sukham as Anatma. What is Atindriya Sukham? can be maximum with my thought. Something beyond that, which is intrinsically the nature of happiness, Purnatvam, which is just coming, and I have no words to even express how I am feeling it, because it is beyond an expression to feel. See how difficult these words are to even express, huh? Because anything which you put here, you are going to objectify it and limit it. That is why they will bring two negatives. Like that, they will have to bring and show how vast it is. And this is where this Atyantikam Sukham, when you see, Taittiriya Upanishad gives that an example to make people understand. What is this Sukha? So Taittiriya Upanishad gives, first one he says, Raso Vaisaha Rasagrhyevayam Labdvanandi Bhavati. Raso Vaisaha. It is that Ananta Tattvam which is that sum and substance of everything. Rasaghyeva ayam labdva anandi bhavati. Once knowing it, I become infinitely anantaha and I am so happy. How is this ananda? Kohyevanya akah pranyat yadeka what is the next? Yadesha akasha anando nasyat. Now he says this ananda, how it will be. So he gives an example now. In this example, he says, Yuva syat sadhu yuva dhyayakaha. Imagine, there is a young teacher. There is a young teacher. Here, yuva is a male, very clearly. Sadhu yuva adhyayakaha. He is a very well-mannered, well-behaved teacher. He is a young teacher. Ashishto dradishto balishtaha. Very physically, very, what do you call it? Fit. Knowledge-wise, perfect. Intellect, knowledge, behavior, everything the best. Tasyeyam prithvi sarva vittasya purnasyat. Tasya ayam prithvi sarva vittasya purnasya. He is the overlordship. He has the overlordship of all the wealth available in this prithvi. That means all the wealth what he wants. Tasyeyam prithvi sarva vittam. Happiness bolo, material bolo, whichever way happiness will come. He has the overlordship. Whenever he wants, it will be here. Physically problem nahi hai, mentally problem nahi hai, very attractive, very handsome, very healthy, young, no jara, no mrityu, bhaya, kuch nahi hai, and he has got all the wealth. That person's state of mind, sa eko manusha anandaha, that is one unit of anandaha. This itself, we will say that it is infinite for us. And the Upanishad says that is infinitesimal. This Ananda is infinitesimal compared to Brahmananda. For us, this is infinite. समझ में आ रहा है? अगर एक छोटा अमीबा मेरा पाँव पे है and sitting on my big toe looks at me, for that amoeba, I am a millions of universe put together. For me, many Milky Ways together is big. Correct? This is how it is going now. So for that amoeba, What will be that many Milky Ways? It is beyond imagination. So the only way to give a comparison is to take you to a level beyond imagination and say, now you imagine if you want, otherwise it is beyond imagination. So what they do is, this is one unit of Ananda. Te ye shatam. So, sa eko manusha anandaha. Te ye shatam manusha anandaha. Hundreds of us equal to one unit is sa eko manushya gandharvana manandaha. So 100 of this equal to 100 of this, again it will keep on doing geometric progression. How much? Sa eka pitrananchira loka loka, sa eka ajana janam, sa eka karma devanam, sa eko devanam, sa eka indrasyananda, sa eka prajapaterananda, sa eko brahmana ananda. It will go to somewhere around 10 raised to 12 such anandas it will come. That is brahmana ananda, which is not comparable at all. So this person whom we are saying is Purna with Ananda is 1 by 10 raised to 12th Ananda in Brahmana Ananda. So that is why he says Atindriya, it is beyond imagination, and that is what that Ananda is. You are Ananda embodied. You are Ananda. You are not a body having Ananda. You are Ananda embodied with this Sharira. Getting it? Purnam. And that Ananda is what we are referring to. Clear? Okay. So the third definition is Sukham Atyantikam Yat, that Sukham Atyantikam Sukh which comes because of Buddhi Grahyam Atindriyam. Once the buddhi is established in that Advitiya Ekam Brahma, that Anandam which just Sporanam comes out, that one is Atindriya, and that is Samadhi Avastha. So I will not call it Avastha, that is Samadhi, because it is not an Avastha. Avastha means it comes and goes. That is Samadhi. You can be in that Samadhi and continue to do whatever you want. Continue to do whatever you want. No problem at all. Your mind is, you are only in that Samadhi. You will only see, because if that much of goodness is there, that much of happiness is there, the whole world will only reflect happiness to you. If the world is a mirror now, and it will keep on reflecting happiness. For example, even if someone is suffering, you will be happy that your suffering will get over now. You will be happy, ठीक है उसका suffering अभी खत्म हो जाएगा, आगे suffering नहीं. That is also happiness. Only thing is, within that constraint, that person feels sorrow. But when you look at it from a bigger terra firma, he is actually completing the suffering and going out. That is why you are happy. What is wrong in it? Okay, so the view becomes totally different. It becomes a complete bigger view. Right. Next. Then he says, Vetti yatra cha eva ayam sthitaha chalati tattvataha. So, atyantikam sukham tattvataha. See, what it says is, atindriyam sukham vetti. Cha sthitaha ayam tattvataha na eva chalati. See, that is why, which I have already told, that being established in it, na chalati. Even you may be in samadhi, you may not be in samadhi avastha, you may be in sleep, you may be in a waking state, you may be in dream. That will remain. If it is going, suppose someone says, I experienced an ecstasy today. What a state it was. That few moments I didn't know, I couldn't control. But after that, what happened? Back to square one. Then that is not the avastha. He says that having dawned once will never go. Will never go means what? don't mistake any other thing which is inferior to that to be equal to that and get complacent about it. No. You have to, that means it only says my knowledge is incorrect. Go back to Shravanam. If any of these experiences or siddhis which you get, which is going to give you an ecstasy and which comes and goes, like people want now, I want to be in that in that hollow state and then apne aap jata hai. That all is not what he is referring to. Having done, it will be there. It is like complete blood transfusion करके आपका पुराना निकल गया है, पुराना कपड़ा पूरा निकाल के नया है अभी पूरा. Like after a particular death, if you are a new sharira, nothing of the old is going to come in the sharira. The sharira is new. Like that, you are now completely changed. You are a pura. Your whole blood has got transfused with this new Aham Brahmasmi blood. Okay. Anatma blood has completely gone with Atma blood. हो गया transfusion पूरा. Right? So it will not come back again. Okay. Now he says, Yam cha labdhva tataha adhikam aparam labham na manyate. Yam cha labdhva. What is labha? Gain. Milna. Yam cha labdhva. Once having got it. Tataha adhikam. Aparam labham. Okay. Na manyate. Right? He says, once having got such a gain, there is no want for anything more than that. आपका आकांक्षा इससे ज़्यादा पाने का रहेगा ही नहीं. वो तृष्णा जो बोलते हैं ना, I want more of पूर्णत्व, वो भी नहीं रहेगा. Okay, you have left everything निस्पृहा सर्वकामेभ्यः, पर पूर्णत्व चाहिए बोल के वो पूर्णत्व का कामना भी और पूर्णत्व मनते हैं बोल के वो भी नहीं रहेगा. यम च लब्ध्वा, having got this, अधिकम अपरम लाभम. परम लाभम is what? What is param labham?
Maximum.
Highest.
Highest.
अपरम लाभम is उससे छोटा. उसका नीचे जो भी है ना तुच्छ बोल के तुम छोड़ने को तैयार कुछ नहीं है ये तुम. अब जिसने एवरेस्ट चढ़ा है उसको बोलेगा ये मामा भंजा पर्वत कैसे है, देखो बहुत अच्छा है. हाँ बोलेगा तुम्हारे लिए, और क्या बताएगा वो. That person is not even going to, because having already attained that, everything else will become very small. You don't need it. That is why when you say na, that Anandaha, in that comparison, when you say when I want Brahmananda, why should I even, मैं क्यों भीख मांगू, भिक्षा क्यों मांगू of that पृथ्वी आनंदा. जरूरत ही नहीं है मुझे. करेक्ट, तुच्छ हो जाएगा. राइट. अपरम labham na manyate. He will not even value it. Na manyate. Is it clear? So this is actually the benefit. That means the person has no value for any achievement once having achieved this. Now see this, this gives a bigger problem. See, on one hand when I tell you, you all think and you all say, हाँ correct. On the other hand, I am saying, making such a statement, but no one is challenging it. If I say, Yam cha labdhva, once having attained, that means it will go, na? Either it won't go. Yam cha labdhva बोला है. समझ में आ रहा है? जिसको एक बार ये मिला है, वो दूसरे का है. मिला है तो ये जाएगा भी ना? नहीं? इसका पहला बोले तो हाँ हाँ हाँ, योगा के लिए सब लोग हाँ बोले. इधर यम च लब्ध्वा बोले तो no one is challenging it. Are you all with me or not? There we earlier what we mentioned? Yoga sevaya niruddham, we mentioned that na? If it was thoughtless, it will come, that state of samadhi, if it comes, it will go also, right? Yoga ka samadhi ka thoughtless state. If it comes, it will go also. So whatever is coming will go. So that is not permanent. And here he says, Yamcha labdva. Once having received, no other higher, anything else will not be higher than that. It will be smaller and you will not bother about it. That means this is received, so this will also go. Why the rule will not apply here? नहीं समझ में आ रहा है.
Sir, in the fourth line only we just said that once it is gone, it will not go. So will not.
Once it is gone, word used here is labdva. Once it is gained.
So this is also thought. This is also thought.
No, this is a thought, but the way it is put is, once having gained, once you have gained it, attained it, nothing else will be equivalent to that, that you will compromise against this. Okay? So if I have attained it, that will also go. Because it has come, right?
So that is Nidhi.
Huh?
Nididhyasana will help. Nididhyasana will help.
No, Nididhyasana will help for what? If in Nididhyasana, if it is going to come to me, in Nididhyasanam, if this is going to be coming to me, then be sure it will also go from me. That is a rule for everything. Anything which comes will go. Let it be even Brahma Jnanam, if it is coming to me, Brahma Jnanam will go away from me. Brahma Jnana Sukham, if it is coming to me, Brahma Jnana Sukham will go away from me. Sir,
That's where somewhere we had that, no, that the fall will be bigger.
तो ये प्रॉब्लम है अभी सर. कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट क्यों कर रहे हो? एक तो समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. यू आर वेरी हैप्पी, आया तो उसके बाद जाएगा नहीं, और आया हुआ चीज को तुम जाने वाला है बोल के और कंफ्यूज कर रहे हो. सेवेंथ डेफिनेशन विल क्लैरिफाई दिस. ये डाउट आया कृष्णा को कि अर्जुना विल गेट कंफ्यूज्ड हियर. इसके लिए सेवेंथ डेफिनेशन इज गिवन. ओके, सो पार्क इट. समझ में आ रहा है? सी इट इज विचार बहुत लोग किया है अच्छा से इस पे. दैट इज व्हाई वेरी क्लियर इस पे. डोंट टेक, इवन शास्त्रा शुड नॉट बी जस्ट टेकन फॉर ग्रांटेड बिकॉज इट इज टोल्ड. नो, देयर इज नो ब्लाइंड फेथ. If it doesn't fit to the rule, it has to be challenged. Okay. So, yam cha labdva tata adhikam param labham na manyate. Okay. So far as it is there, let's assume that way. So far as it is there, no other thing which can be even equivalent to it, or if it is surely lower than it, I will not value it. Na manyate. Okay. Yasmin sthitaha Guruna api dukkhena na vichalyate. Yasmin sthitaha, on which if I am established, if I am standing. Yasmin sthitaha. For example, if someone says, if I am standing, if Shivaji says, I am standing above Raigad, no one else can reach me. Yasmin sthitaha, if I am there, Guruna api dukkhena na vichalyate. Guru, what is Guru? What is Guru? Guru? Teacher. Dukkha? What is dukkha? Suffering. Guruna dukkha? Dukkhena? Dukkhena is? No. Dukkhena is what? Dukkhena. Tritiya ekavachanam. With the suffering. Guruna. Tritiya ekavachanam. With the Guru. With the suffering, with the Guru. अरे एक बार तो हंसो गुरु के साथ सफरिंग बोल के. न विचाल्य थे, मुझे टेंशन नहीं आएगा. विल नॉट बी डिस्टर्ब. Meaning ne banta hai na? What is the meaning of guru?
Large, big,
Heavy,
large,
heavy. Laghu guru, gurutvakarshana. Guru means heavy. Guruna dukkhena, worst of the dukkha, not guru's dukkha. Okay, not guru's dukkha or dukkha from guru. No. Heaviest or the toughest of the dukkha, which means what? What does it tell? For a jnani also dukkha will be there. Dukkha means what? Pains will be there. The problem is, or what is the kavacha? He is insulated. He is not attached to the pain. You go to a jnani and nicely pinch him. It will not pain the jnani. It will pain. Correct? So he is not insulated by all that. But he will not shout at you. That's all. He will say, probably you are enjoying pinching me. Okay. It is paining me. That's all. So what I am saying is, pain will be there. Bodily pain, mental pain will be there. But they are not attached to it. And if worst of it comes also, they are unshaken. Why? They are established in such a pedestal that anything, कितना भी बड़ा सुनामी आने दो, कितना भी बड़ा भूकंप आने दो, तुम लोग हिलने वाले नहीं है. Why? They have got that Atma pedestal. They are established in Atma pedestal. Is it clear? Yasmin sthitaha, standing on which Guruna api dukkhena Guruna na vichalyate. They also are not shaken. Standing on which they are not even shaken by the worst of the sorrows. Standing on which means what? Atmanishtena. Is it clear? Nishtata. Okay. Now, so how many are over now? 6 are over. Now we are left with the 7th. So 3 shlokas over. Again we will just see the 3 shlokas, then we will get it clear. Yatra uparamate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya. First one. Chittam uparamate. Mind is quietened. Yatra cha eva atmana atmanam pashyan atmani tushyati. So atmanam pashyan. Contemplating and seeing yourself and being established in the mind and being happy with it. Sukham atyantikam yat tad buddhi grahyam atindriyam. Tattvataha. Tattvataha buddhi grahyam. That tattvataha, that means tattva, once the mind, the intellect being completely knowledgeable about that Advitiya Jnanam, there is an Atindriya Atyantikam Sukham. Veti nacha evayam stitaha chalati tattvataha. Once having known that, ayam cha eva stitaha, being established that, na chalati, will not move away from that. Yam labdvacha aparam labham manyate na adhikam tataha. Having attained this gain, all the other gains become subservient, small, and you are ready to give it up. Yasmin sthitaha na dukkhena guruna api vichalyate. Standing on what, or established on what? Toughest of the sorrow, highest of the sorrow is not going to shake this person. Is it clear? Now he says, Tam vidya dukkha sanyogam viyogam yoga sankitam sa nishchayena yoktavyam yogo anirvinna chetasa. Okay, so now this is the seventh one, which we will have to look into the detail. What is the seventh one? Just Midyataka. Tam Vidyataka. Tam Vidya Dukkha Sanyogam. Yeah. Tam Vidya Dukkha Sanyogam, Dukkha Sanyoga, Viyogam, Yoga Sanyitam. Sa Nishchayena Yoktavyam Yogaha Anirvinna Chetasa. What is this samadhi is what we have to understand, because in this definition is a technical definition, because he said very clearly in the third one, Sukham Atyantikam Yattad Buddhi Grahyam Atindriyam, as well as Yam Ladva Chaparam. So it is as though it looks like something has come to me and I have attained. Okay. If it is considered that way, then what has come will do. Then what is it? Now, this is a little thoda tricky shloka hai. I will want to spend more time on this, so I will just give you the meaning. I will read it out, not even give you. I will read it out, and then we will see the meaning next time. One should know that the state which is dissociation from the association with the sorrow will be known as samadhi. Dissociation from the association with the sorrow is samadhi. So what has happened? It is not something new which has come. Something which I should not have, I left it. Because I left it, it is like when I remove impurity of the gold, automatically the gold becomes purer and purer. So it has become, I purified the gold. I did not purify the gold. I removed the impurity of the gold. So association with the dissociation of sorrow. That is how it is put. You understand? That means I did not achieve anything. I gave away that anatma, wrong knowledge, I gave away, more and more I gave away, I became Atma and Purna. That is how it should be understood. That is why it will never go now from me. That is why whatever I have seen as pure will never get adulterated with an impurity, because I will never allow that impurity to come. It is knowledge, right? I will never allow that anatma to come and sit over the atma knowledge. So one has to understand this is what it means by samadhi. All these are as though something from outside coming. No. Some kachara from inside going out is equal to something from outside which is coming. Samajh mein aa raha hai? If seen that way, all this will fit perfectly. But if seen from the other way, that something has come, then whatever has come will also go. The rule is not the other way. Whatever has gone will come is not there. तो कचरा गया तो कचरा आएगा बोल नहीं सकते, वो लाया तो आने वाला है, नहीं तो वो बाहर ही रहेगा. It's exactly like that now. But we will look into it. So this is the seventh technical definition which clarifies many of these above two, which can be a problem if wrongly understood. Is it clear? Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. So So we'll continue with the 23rd shloka. We'll explain that and then go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
धन्यवाद सर.
धन्यवाद सर.
Hari Om.
Thank you.